Hey Ryan, this is your second lesson. It's vocabulary. This will help you to learn your guitar better, and it'll be a lot easier to teach you if you know what I'm talking about. So I sent you that message on MySpace with the pictures and the keys at the bottom that help you know the pictures. So I'm going to explain most of those keys to you in pictures or on the video so that you know what they are more detailed. So the first one was headstock or neck. Or sorry, headstock or head. That would be this area right here. It's your head right here. It's the head of the guitar because it's at the top and it's the head. Or headstock. People call it headstock. I've always called it a head. Next we have the nut. That's this little white part right here on my guitar. It's usually made out of bone or steel. It helps to hold the strings on this side of the guitar. And that's the nut. Next is the machine heads. Right here. I've never called them machine heads. I've always called them tuning knobs. You can call them whatever you want, but I call them tuning knobs because they tune your strings. But these are considered machine heads if you're ever going to talk serious guitar with someone. Next we have frets. Now this is one that I want you to really know. Okay, frets are actually the lines on your guitar right here. All these lines everywhere. It goes all the way down. Whenever somebody says, okay, put your finger on the first fret, you're not going to put it on the first fret. Whenever they say that, they actually mean put your finger on the space behind the first fret. And it goes on like, put your finger on the third fret. Now it's on the third fret. I mean, it's not really, but it's behind. But everybody speaks as if the space is the fret and not the line. So learn that one. Next is the truss rod. Never talked about this, but it is good to know. You can see there's a hole there. And this whole dark line all the way down the back of my guitar, there's a bar in there that helps it to keep my strings more in tune and not come out of flux, and it keeps your guitar more intact. It's a big metal rod. And then next we have the inlays. That's these little pictures on your frets right here. I've never called them inlays. I've always called them dots because my guitar has dots. Sometimes they could be diamonds or parallelograms, squares, or even other pictures. Doesn't really matter what they are, but they're usually on the 3rd fret, 5th, 7th, 9th, 12th, 15th, 17th, 19, and 21. And you can see there's some on top also. Maybe you can see that, the little white dots on top. Okay, next is the neck. That's this whole area, all right here. Just like that's the head, this is the neck. Alright, next is, for acoustic, it would be called the heel, but on electrics, it's called the neck joint. It's this part right here. You can see how it's screwed on the back also. It's the joint that holds the neck on to the guitar base right here. I've never used that term, you'll never really need to, but it's good to know. Next is the body, which is this whole part of the guitar. I always call it the bass, or the guitar bass. I've never called it the body, but it's actually called the body. So it's this whole part of the guitar. Next is the pickups. Now this is kind of important too. Pickups are these right here. They call them pickups because they pick up the sound using magnetic force and waves and stuff that help project out of the amplifier. I don't know exactly how they work, but yeah, they're called the pickups. This one is called, I believe, the bridge pickup. The treble, or no, rhythm and treble. I believe that's it. Treble, rhythm, and bridge. I'm not positive. So those are the pickups. Next is, they call them electronics, all right here. That's your little switch and your volume knob, your tone knob, and your other tone knob. I don't know exactly how the tone knobs work, but they call them electronics. I always call them volume knob, tone knob, like I just did. And this I call my tone switch. I don't know if it is exactly called that, but I've always called it a tone switch. I need to get through this kind of quick. Next is your bridge, which is this area right here. It actually helps you to fine tune your strings. I've used it twice, but I just stick with the tuning knobs up at the head, and so those hold your strings in on this side of the guitar. Next you have the pick guard. That's this whole white area right here. Helps to guard my actual guitar from my pick whenever I strum. Next is the back. That's simple. It's the back of the guitar. And then this is used for acoustic guitars. The soundboard or the top. That'd be this area. That's on acoustic guitars. That's the wooden ones. And this also is for acoustic guitars. It's called the body sides or the ribs, which is body sides right here on acoustic guitars though. Let's see. And then simply these are the strings. You should know that. Strings make the sound, but never call them the chords. Never, because chords are a totally different term when using guitar English. You always call them strings, never chords. Then you have on acoustic guitars, it's called the saddle and not the bridge. Holds the strings in on acoustic guitars. And then we have, last term is fretboard. That's the board right here that has all the frets on it. It's also called the fingerboard because you play it with your fingers. Always called it a fretboard though. And then, so that's the last term, and I gotta end this video. So, have any questions? Ask. See ya.